when they have some horrifying images in this movie. And it's one of those things where I don't think there's one jump scare in here. In fact, they do the opposite. For people who think they got to put a jump scare in a movie because that's what audiences want, learn from this shit right here, because what they do is, I don't think that there's any real jump scares in here, and I think they do the opposite. For some of the most horrifying images in here, they take their time. They do like a slow reveal of some of the most horrifying things in here. And I wish more people would do that, because that slow reveal as the camera spins around slowly about to show you this just really, really horrifying thing. It just is gut-wrenching, man.
Yeah, and the camera holds on it. So it's like, nope, you can see what that is.
It grabs you by the head and you're going to watch this shit.
Look at it.
December 8th, that's a Friday. Going to be in the Red Room, show at 10 p.m. For now, though, let's go ahead and get into what we came to get into. And just in time for the holiday season, demonic possessions. I'm looking at this right here, what we have to talk about. And listen, if you're anything like me, you probably are suffering from possession fatigue.
Yes, exhaustion.
Yes.
From exorcisms.
Exactly, man. Now, see, you guys, because you wonder what I'm talking about. Now, let me explain. Possession fatigue. Because these people out here, you've seen a few demonic possession films, with exorcisms and things like that. And you notice that, well, they're all starting to do the same damn thing out there. You always got the kid who's cussing out people with the satanic voice, coughing up weird shit.
Bring me the priest.
There was a time when that was shocking, but we've seen that all before. We've seen that kid and many other kids like that. Got that deep satanic voice.
Sounds hilarious.
It sounds crazy now. There was a time when that was scary.
Yeah.
We've seen it so much now, it's just funny. That's the Pope's Exorcist right there, which was not a bad movie. It was a fun.
As far as things are concerned, it's one of the better possession movies this year.
It is because they did it with the right attitude. They know that they weren't doing anything too different, so they just did it in a campy way. Mm-hmm. You had your man in there, Russell Crowe.
I'm here to help, Johnny.
That's not him. That's not him either.
Wrong. I said, bring me Russell Crowe. Take caution. There are secrets buried there.
Yeah, he's in there. Half Indiana Jones, half bad accent. He doesn't care. He's having fun with it. So that was kind of fun. But then we got The Exorcist Believer. And that was, again, that was the same thing that we had seen before, except without the self-awareness. All the demonic kids who cut themselves up, and all the priests sitting around sweating and praying at the same time. Yeah, we've seen it all before, And now, after seeing all of that, you're probably praying for something different. So, folks,
there's one more though. The Nun 2.
Oh, The Nun 2. Yeah, that was
just more of it.
That was more of what we've seen before.
Yeah.
Except that one had just even more jump scares.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, we've all seen it before. My negative review of The Exorcist Believer was largely based on its unoriginality. That's why I want to talk about this fairly new possession film from Spain. And for those of you who are seeking a different take on the possession movie out there, this might be the change that you're looking for. This might be the original possession movie that you're looking for right here. Now, the thing is, it might be something different that you're asking for, but it also might be a case of be careful what you ask for with this. Why? Well, let's go ahead and take a look at this trailer for When Evil Lurks is the movie that we're talking about right here. And we're going to find out after we're watching this trailer here, after we watch this trailer, why should people be careful about watching this? Well, there's a lot of reasons why, perhaps. Do they apply to you? Let's take a look, and then we'll be back with our review. Like, yeah, do it, bitch. Be a man.
I dare you.
Yeah.
Pull the trigger, pussy.
You's a bitch.
You think you're bad?
Tenemos que encontrar a la bestia.
I like the way they show all this shit in this trailer right here, and yet they still don't want to show you blood. Like, like he looks like the Crow or something right here. Black lipstick on his face. It's like they've shown you all this violence and and all these disturbing images, but they can't show you red. That really that baffles me. But
And they push it.
And they push it. They show you things in this trailer that I didn't even see that they shouldn't have shown you.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but does that have any bearing on the film? Well, let's continue.
Tenemos que encontrar a la bestia.
So, you saw the trailer right there. Looks crazy, right? Also looks like something you don't see in your everyday average possession film right here. But let me just say this. I say be careful because while this is a highly original possession film, it's also one of the most up horror movies that I've seen this year. And one of the most messed up possessions. While it's original, it's also one of the most messed up takes on the demonic possession genre or subgenre of films that I've seen in a long time, if ever, man. This is and see, the thing is, this is from Spain, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean no disrespect, but Spain, anyway.
I think it's one of the grossest movies I've seen in a long time.
But Spain, in particular, don't disrespect to Spain. Spain, y'all are up, man. Okay,
y'all are nasty.
Y'all are nasty, man. I'm not saying that like I'm not talking about your culture. Your culture's nice. The people are great. The women are fine as hell. But y'all's horror movies are up, man. I remember the first time that I saw one of my favorite horror movies a long time ago, and I just couldn't stop watching because that was so messed up and disturbing that I couldn't take my eyes off of it. Do you remember the movie Wreck?
I was just gonna guess. Yeah, Wreck.
Y'all are up, and I'm gonna say something else. Y'all don't give a damn about kids. We'll get into that in a little bit. Spain is the original. Them kids, man. How you say that in Spanish, But so with this movie right here, before I even get into it, let me just give y'all a warning. And then I'm gonna pass this on to Julian and see what he thinks about this too after I tell you about the film. But I'm doing y'all a favor right now, because I messed up. Don't watch this while you're eating. Don't. I mean, in the first 5 minutes, man, it's nasty. I made the mistake. I was eating something as I was watching this because I hadn't eaten lunch yet, and I was going to do the double task. Mm-hmm. Watch this while I'm eating. Big mistake. I watched it and I was eating, and the more I watched this movie, my chewing just slowed down, and I was like, that's all right. I just said I'll eat this later, man. Appetite was gone. It's a very, very visceral and disgusting and gross and gory film, man. Blood it's not even the biggest thing.
No,
gore
not
is
even close.
No, gore is in here, but gore is not even some of the most disturbing imagery in here,
Just
man.
nasty, like vomit, pus, piss.
Yeah. So the story with this is that in this movie right here, you have two brothers who live out in the countryside, and they find in the woods, and they find the bottom half of a man out there. And they mention that this man is a cleaner. Now, we don't even know what that means, but they know. And upon further investigation of this cleaner, they find out that he was heading to this house where there's a young man who actually he has a demonic possession going on with him, and you can see him right here. And the demonic infection in here, the demonic possession in this movie is treated like an infection. This man is bloated, covered in tumors and sores, and I'm talking about those sores that like bubble up and ooze pus and Nickelodeon green slime and shit, man. Snot comes out of his elbows, and it's just nasty, man. And appropriately so, he's called a rotten. Now, one of the biggest original approaches here is that this is a world where when they see something like this, They're like, oh yeah, another one.
Yeah, this is happening now
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah, this is just like a really, really, really shitty bad case of the flu right here. It's so common that the government has a branch to come out and take care of demonic infections, and people are highly, highly, highly advised to leave it to the professionals. Do not try to take care of this yourself.
¿Qué va a hacer? Se nos va a meter en nuestro cuerpo, se nos va a meter en nuestra alma. No lo haga, por favor. Va a ser peor.
Like my man, he can't even look at this. He turned around. Don't you need a bucket? Don't vomit on my floor now. Killing these people who are possessed and have these demonic infections will only make it worse. So the government says, let us come in and take care of it. The only thing is, since it's the government, there's a lot of red tape to get through, and they take their time or they don't show up. Like this poor woman called the government about this man a year ago.
Yeah, there's a lot of strange things about this world and even the movie that they don't quite explain, but they're rules that they're like, we must follow.
Oh, yeah. So they say, hey, just hold tight, let the government take care of it, but the government don't show up for a year. You're going to get tired of having this big-ass, pussy, stinky-ass man in your room. And plus, when rotten people, and when they stay around, apparently like they're the evil or the infection, it starts to infect the environment around them.
It spreads to the community.
Yeah. Land goes bad, animals start acting crazy. So you can almost say that the government not going in and actually doing something about this in this particular area, this countryside area, maybe they're to blame for things getting out of hand like we see in this movie. Plus, some people even say when they don't come in and take these possessed people away, there's even conspiracy theories like they're just doing this to take our land.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And people are possessed this way because they're harboring an evil that they're going to give birth to, a demon that they're going to give birth to. So this is just kind of like a cocoon for them, which makes the body this bad because apparently a little baby demon's going to pop out of them at some point, which is why you cannot kill them yourself too, because if you do, you take a risk of freeing whatever demon they're trying to breed inside of them. So, yeah, that is one of the things I really like about this movie is this world that they're building. Mm-hmm. Because one of the cool things about it is that they don't give you some long, big exposition about, this world, this is how we do things. No, everything is kind of gradually spelled out to the movie. It's almost like you're putting this world together as you piece these bits of information.
It's one of those not quite post-apocalyptic looking worlds. Like they don't really explain everything, but it doesn't look like the world's in a great state.
And I'll tell you why, religious people might not want to see this movie. There's a lot of people who might not want to see this movie for particular reasons, but it is kind of insinuated that the only post-apocalyptic thing that's going on here is that, oh shit, he's scared to shit. The thing that's going on here is that maybe God is just dead or not around, and churches are they're not around anymore either. They don't function like they used to. So demon possession has gotten more rampant, and that's why the government has to take care of it because, well, an exorcist is not going to work because, well, God ain't around anyway. But all this stuff is, again, not everything is spelled out. You'll leave this movie like not knowing some things. Only the characters know about what's going on in this world. But it does allow you to piece things together. And that kind of slow reveal is what I always like about movies that build a world like this. Don't spell out everything for a person. Let them put the movie together themselves. Let them put the story together themselves. And if you can't figure out, then hell, you're dumb.
Yeah, a good horror movie should leave an air of mystery, not like for a sequel, but just to like keep you just like thinking about it.
That's what's so disturbing about this is that when you leave this world, you still don't know everything about it.
Oh, definitely not.
Everything is meant to work against you. Mm-hmm. Like if you do not have the proper tools or the know-how to kill a demon, then everything that you do could possibly just make it the situation worse. So you have no choice but to leave. Like, again, animals start acting crazy and this man wants to kill this goat so goddamn bad right now, but he can't because if he does it, then his wife is pregnant. Chances are they'll kill the baby.
Yeah, and people are watching that going, I wonder what the context of that is. You're looking at it.
That's it.
That's the explanation that you get.
The man went out there and saw a goat saying, "Fuck you." When
they first, when he's like, come out here and see this, honey, I was like, what? A bunch of goats? Like, what's happening?
Because I didn't even know what was happening at first. Like the woman came out and she looked at all these goats and she was like, "Oh my God, it's happening." And I was like, what's the big deal? It's a
Yeah.
bunch of, I mean, goats are creepy anyway, but I don't know. Goats are just being goats. Do it, bitch. Do it. Shit. It's always a goat, by the way, that's evil. I like the way this goat is like, Black Phillip ain't got shit on me.
Yeah, I was just gonna say this is what made me think like the influences for this were definitely the Vavitch. This scene especially, but the movie definitely takes inspiration from that.
Shit, Black Phillip ain't got nothing on Black and Tan Phillip. So, I wish you would pull that trigger. Yeah, you know, it's always insinuated that if you try to like kill any of these demons yourself, you're just going to be making your situation worse. So only choice that people have is to just move as far away as possible from wherever this infection or this, this disease or possession is happening, man. I love this about the movie that they don't tell everything. You know, I've always said, and you just said it right now, horror works with mystery, man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, anything like one of the movies I think about all the time that does something like this is Alien. You know, Alien just did a bunch of shit. They never told you anything about what was going on.
It just slowly opens up like an egg.
Now, I've been bragging about this movie right here, and this is going to be some people who will not like this, man. And I can tell you right now.
They do one of those movie sins for some people who like, if this happens in the movie, not interested.
No. So if you love kids and animals, then this is probably not for you, man. Because they kill or they have a lot of violence against a lot of kids and animals in this movie, man. And I'm, you know, this movie don't give a about them, man. You know, I'm talking about like really graphic, gory violence on kids.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of it, they don't do that thing where they, the violence is done off screen. No, they let you see the whole act.
Yeah, they show you some graphic violence with small children.
Yeah, and if they do, you would want. Let me put it this way: this is how bad it is. You'll want to see the act on screen, because if the kid got it off screen, they got it worse because you see the aftermath of what happened.
Oh yeah,
and it's probably worse than you imagine, man. So, again, a lot of extreme violence on children and a lot of extreme violence on animals. And I understand that if you love children and animals, you don't want to see this. That I completely understand that. Now, I would say for me, that is something that worked greatly, because if this movie don't give a about kids, then anything can happen.
Yeah, everyone is fair game.
Yeah, and this just adds to the tension.
Oh yeah,
no one is safe in this movie. So, I don't know. And the violence happens so swiftly too, that I'm just sitting up there just nervous, wondering when the next thing is going to blow up.
And it's not one of those movies that like you see a trailer with like, it implies there's one violent moment and then that's really it. Like, no, like this movie consistently, like every 15, 20 minutes, it's like, bam, something violent again and again.
Yeah, the pacing in this and the way the tension is ramped up through the whole movie is done so well. And some of the things that make this that makes this so tension filled is that it's not always demons and possession and scary things. There's just these circumstances that just adds to the situation that just makes it kind of it feels more urgent. Feels like in some cases feel more hopeless. There's an extremely autistic kid in here, man. He's the son of one of the.
He's nonverbal.
He's the son of one of the brothers, and this guy dealing with trying to get this this demon possessed man out. He's trying to get his family to believe that his ex-wife to believe that something's wrong is going on. And the whole time that this is happening, this kid back there just moaning, and he won't stop. And it just that constant moaning just adds to something that's already nervous.
Yeah, and there was even some, I don't want to say what they are, but there were like little things that they do in this where I was like, that must just be going over my head because everyone else seems cool with it. But it was strange to me. Someone just throwing their shoes off for no reason.
A lot of creepy villages, a lot taking place at night, a lot of things happen in shadowy areas. But and here's the thing, when when they have some horrifying images in this movie. And it's one of those things where I don't think there's one jump scare in here. In fact, they do the opposite. For people who think they got to put a jump scare in a movie because that's what audiences want, learn from this shit right here, because what they do is, I don't think that there's any real jump scares in here. And I think they do the opposite. For some of the most horrifying images in here, they take their time. They do like a slow reveal of some of the most horrifying things in here. And I wish more people would do that, because that slow reveal as the camera spins around slowly about to show you this just really, really horrifying thing. It just is gut wrenching, man.
Yeah, and the camera holds on it. So it's like, nope, you can see what that is.
It grabs you by the head and you're going to watch this shit.
Look at it.
As I said earlier, in addition to people who might not like to see violence against kids and against animals, religious people, you know, you might not like the whole talk of God is dead to the whole movie, you know, if God is your thing, you know, especially if you like go to church and, you know, this is a movie talking about churches don't work anymore. And, you know, pretty much people have to live in a world where there is everybody has pretty much agreed that there is no God, you know. Now, I'm not a religious person. I'm not saying that's something that was a big appeal to me in this movie. This could have, you know, I've seen movies where they do a lot of religious talk. It doesn't bother me. I'm just saying that if you're a very religious person, it might be something that bothers you, and something to think about before you go watch this movie right here. It's completely messed up. It's a completely messed up film, man. It's just some of the images that I've seen in this movie make it one of the most terrifying things I've seen this year as far as a horror movie goes. But that's why I found it frightening, because it is so messed up. You know, they don't pull back at all.
No, and they do a good job of making it all look believable. Like, a thing that I noted down was at the beginning, it really gives you a feeling of like The Last of Us. Like, everything is dirty. Like, it's all just rural land. Like, nobody really has anything. Like, maybe a cell phone shows up at one point. But, you know, like, they got this character walking around who looks like Joel or like Logan or something like that from Logan. But it really feels gritty and real.
Yeah, man. And this man's back here looking like Lucky Pierre or something.
yeah, I called him Frenchie.
I was like, why are you wearing this hat, man? Like, that's the only thing that's distracting in this movie, man. When things get real scary, then this man comes out wearing this damn hat. And I'm like, all right, man, you just ruined the mood right here. Come on, man. This is one of the, like, I don't get scared in a lot of horror movies, especially supernatural horror movies. But the way you said that this was so grounded, and there is so much mystery and hopelessness involved in this world, and the imagery itself is just so crazy that, yeah, this actually did kind of just made me feel uneasy and did terrify me, man. That's why I'll give this full price. I mean, it was something I went into not knowing exactly what it was at all, and was very pleasantly surprised by what I saw here, man. Yeah, I enjoyed this a lot.
Yeah, I thought it was good for what it was. I thought it was good filmmaking. It kept my attention throughout most of it. But I don't think it's really going to stick with me. I'm kind of just, even though they kind of have a nice spin on the whole possession exorcism thing, I'm just kind of over that. It's more good than bad, I would say. I'd give it like a high matinee. Okay. Almost there with you.
All right. God damn, what possessed that cow? I ain't never seen a cow run that fast.
Milk me!
I ain't never seen a cow run that fast, man. And beating the truck, by the way. That cow was actually getting ahead of that truck there.
Hauling udder.
Hey, take me with y'all, man. It's fucked up. Oh. There you go. Oh, let me see here.
And it's available on Shudder, right?
Yeah, it is available on Shudder.
Yeah, check it out. Let us know what you think in the comments.
Yes.